Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to challenge the very limits of your imagination. What if, just what if, you could achieve anything you set your mind to? The greatest minds throughout history have proven that the power of thought, coupled with an unwavering belief in one's purpose, has the ability to shape the world. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless work Think and Grow Rich, taught us that our thoughts are the building blocks of our success. What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the belief that anything is possible? Today, we are not here to simply entertain the idea of greatness. We are here to embrace it, to empower ourselves with the unshakable truth that our potential is limitless. Think about the obstacles you faced. Now imagine them as stepping stones leading you towards something greater. What if within you there is a force so powerful that it could turn any challenge into opportunity? Today, I invite you to open your mind and heart to the profound reality that the only limits that exist are the ones you place upon yourself. The question is, what will you do with the infinite possibilities before you? The power of belief shapes your reality. This principle is at the very core of human potential, a truth that has been echoed by countless thinkers, leaders, and achievers throughout history. It's not merely a philosophical idea, but a practical tool that anyone can use to transform their life. When you believe in something, you give it life. You empower it to manifest in your world. It's not just about thinking positively or wishing for something to happen. It's about truly internalizing the belief that your vision, your goals, your dreams are within reach. Consider the stories of those who have achieved extraordinary feats. Every single one of them shares one common trait. They believed in the possibility of success before it ever materialized. Whether it was an inventor, a business tycoon, or an athlete, their journey started with a single, unwavering belief in their own potential. It was that belief that allowed them to keep moving forward when faced with failure, adversity, or doubt. The power of belief is the fuel that keeps the engine of ambition running, even when the road ahead is unclear. Belief goes beyond wishful thinking. It's the foundation of every great achievement. Imagine the human mind as a garden. Whatever seeds you plant in it, whether they are seeds of doubt or seeds of belief, will eventually grow and shape your life. If you constantly plant seeds of self doubt, fear, or uncertainty, that is what your life will reflect. However, if you choose to plant seeds of belief, confidence, and vision, your reality will start to align with those thoughts. This concept has been explored in countless studies that demonstrate how belief affects our behavior. For instance, psychological research on the placebo effect has shown that when people believe they are receiving treatment, even if the treatment is nothing more than a sugar pill, their bodies respond as if they are getting the real thing. This is a testament to the power of the mind to shape physical outcomes. It shows that belief is not just a mental state. It's a powerful force that has tangible, real world effects. If belief can heal the body, imagine what it can do for your ambitions, your goals, and your dreams. Your goals. On the other hand, the lack of belief can hold you back in ways you may not even realize. Doubt and fear are like anchors that weigh you down, preventing you from taking risks or pursuing opportunities. When you don't believe in your ability to succeed, you unconsciously sabotage your effort. You hesitate, procrastinate, or even abandon your goals altogether. The lack of belief makes failure more probable because it creates an internal narrative of limitations and impossibility. If you don't believe you can do something, your actions will reflect that belief, and you won't take the necessary steps to make it happen. The belief in your own ability to succeed, however, creates a different narrative. It gives you the courage to take risks, to step outside your comfort zone, and to persist in the face of setbacks. When you believe in yourself, you attract opportunities. You begin to see possibilities where others see obstacles. This mindset shift is transformative because it turns challenges into stepping stones and setbacks into lessons. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about using failure as a catalyst for growth. When you believe that failure is simply part of the journey to success, you stop fearing it and start learning from it. Belief also influences how you interact with the world around you. When you believe in your potential, you project confidence. You are more likely to take action, to engage with others, and to seek out the resources you need to succeed. People are drawn to those who exude confidence because confidence is contagious. The energy you project can inspire others and create a ripple effect that brings people and opportunities into your life. Conversely, when you lack belief, you appear unsure, hesitant, and disconnected, and this can isolate you from the very resources you need to thrive. What's more, belief in yourself opens the door to creativity and innovation. When you truly believe that anything is possible, you become more open to new ideas and unconventional solutions. You are willing to experiment, to fail, and to learn without the fear of being judged or criticized. Belief fosters resilience, and resilience allows you to bounce back from failure with a sense of determination, purpose. With each setback, your belief grows stronger, and your ability to create something meaningful becomes more refined. In essence, belief is not just a passive state of mind. It's an active force that shapes the world around you. It propels you forward, guides your decisions, and influences your actions. When you believe in your ability to create the life you want, you tap into a power that is greater than any external circumstances. The world may throw challenges your way, but your belief in yourself will be the force that enables you to rise above them. It's the catalyst for personal transformation, the spark that ignites the fire of achievement, and the key to unlocking a future filled with limitless possibilities. Belief is the first step in turning your dreams into reality, and it is the most powerful tool you have at your disposal. Your thoughts are the foundation of your success. Everything that you experience in life, everything you achieve, and everything you become starts with the way you think. It's easy to overlook this simple truth in the face of external challenges or the influence of other people's opinions. But the reality is that your thoughts are the most powerful tool you have. They are the blueprint from which your life is built. If you want to change your reality, you must first change the way you think. Consider for a moment the profound influence of thought on every aspect of your life. When you think about something, you are creating a mental image. This image is a manifestation of your perception, and it influences the way you approach life. If you think that success is unattainable, your actions will reflect that belief. You will limit yourself before you even begin because your mind is filled with self-doubt and fear. Conversely, when you think that success is possible, you begin to approach life with a sense of possibility. Your mindset shifts from one of limitation to one of opportunity, and your actions follow suit. You begin to seek out ways to overcome challenges rather than being defeated by them. The relationship between thought and success is not just abstract or philosophical. It is deeply rooted in practical reality. The concept that what we think about becomes our reality is grounded in both science and experience. Psychologists have long understood that our thoughts shape our perceptions and behaviors. When we think positively, our brains release chemicals that improve our mood, energy, and focus. This biochemical shift leads us to take productive actions, which ultimately increases our chances of success. On the other hand, negative thoughts trigger feelings of stress and anxiety, which can cause us to withdraw or procrastinate, ultimately sabotaging our progress. It's not just about thinking in a positive manner, it's about thinking intentionally. Thought is energy, and when you focus that energy on a specific goal or desire, you begin to align your actions with that goal. You create a mental framework that guides your decisions and motivates you to take the steps necessary for success. The more you focus your thoughts on a particular outcome, the more you will see opportunities that lead you toward it. This is often referred to as the law of attraction, but at its core, it's about training your mind to seek out what you want rather than what you fear. In the same way that a gardener tends to a plant by giving it the right environment and care, you must tend to your thoughts. Just as a plant requires sunlight, water, and nourishment to grow, your thoughts need positive influences to flourish. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and experiences that uplift and inspire you. This positive environment will fuel your mind, allowing your thoughts to become more focused and productive. Likewise, when you feed your mind with negativity, whether from toxic relationships, discouraging media, or self-doubt, you're nurturing a mindset that will stifle your growth. Your thoughts also serve as the foundation for your decisions. The decisions you make today are the result of the mental frameworks you've built over time. If you believe that you are worthy of success, you will make decisions that reflect that belief. You will pursue opportunities that align with your values and goals. On the other hand, if you doubt your abilities or fear failure, your decisions will reflect that insecurity. You may avoid taking risks, settle for less, or procrastinate, all of which hold you back from reaching your full potential. The connection between thought and action is particularly evident in moments of adversity. When faced with a setback or challenge, your thoughts determine whether you view it as a roadblock or as an opportunity for growth. A person who believes in their ability to overcome obstacles will see failure as a temporary setback, a lesson to be learned. They will adapt, adjust their strategy, and move forward. Conversely, someone who believes that failure is a sign of their inadequacy may give up at the first sign of difficulty. They may take it personally and internalize it, which only reinforces the negative thoughts that led to their struggle in the first place. Another critical aspect of your thoughts shaping your success is the role of focus. And when you focus your mind on a goal, you direct your energy and energies toward that goal. Focus allows you to prioritize your time and effort, to block out distractions, and to stay on track when the going gets tough. It's easy to become distracted by the noise of the world around you, by other people's expectations, by external pressures, or by the allure of easy. The more you concentrate on your desired outcome, the clearer your path becomes, and the more motivated you are to continue pushing forward. It is also important to recognize that your thoughts are not static. They are constantly evolving. You can reprogram your thoughts just as you would rewire a machine to perform a new function. Through deliberate practice, you can train your mind to think in ways that serve your highest potential. By consistently challenging negative or limiting thoughts, you create new neural pathways that support your goals and aspirations. Over time, this becomes a habit, and your mindset shifts from one of limitation to one of abundance, from one of doubt to one of certainty. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. They create the internal blueprint that guides your actions and decisions. If you want to change your life, change your thoughts. It starts in your mind, where every victory is born and every challenge is either conquered or defeated. By nurturing the right thoughts, you build a foundation for success. And with every thought you align with your purpose, you come one step closer to realizing your full potential. Limitations are self-imposed. You control them. It's a truth that many people struggle to fully grasp, and it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that the obstacles we face are beyond our control. Life, with its challenges and setbacks, can often seem like a series of external forces pushing against us. We might blame our environment, our circumstances, or even other people for the struggles we encounter. But the reality is that most limitations we face are not truly external. They are mental barriers we create ourselves. These barriers, built from self-doubt, fear, and past experiences, hold us back far more than any external force ever could. When we talk about limitations, we often think of them as something set in stone. We perceive them as rigid boundaries that we must navigate around or accept as unchangeable. For instance, we might tell ourselves, I am too old to start a new career, or I don't have the talent to succeed at this. These thoughts act as invisible walls that confine our potential. But the truth is that these walls are not as solid as they seem. They are illusions created by our own minds, based on past failures, cultural expectations, or the limitations others have placed on us. We have the power to break them down, but we must first recognize that they exist only in our minds. Take a moment to reflect on the times in your life when you have felt limited. What held you back? More often than not, the root of that limitation was not an external factor, but an internal belief that you were not capable, not worthy, or not ready. When we start to believe that something is impossible, we stop taking action toward it. We close ourselves off from opportunities and shrink our world to fit within the confines of our own doubts and insecurities. This is the essence of self-imposed limitations. We convince ourselves that we are incapable of achieving something, and as a result, we never even attempt it. One of the most powerful ways to overcome these limitations is to shift our mindset. When we begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth, we unlock our ability to break free from the limitations we've created. For example, someone might feel limited by a lack of formal education. They might believe that without a degree, they cannot succeed in a certain field. However, many successful individuals have proven that skills, creativity, determination, and resilience are often more important than a piece of paper. By changing their mindset and seeing education as something they can pursue outside of traditional institutions through online courses, mentorship, or self-study, they break free from the limitation they once believed in. The power to change our limitations lies in our ability to challenge the beliefs that created them. It requires us to take a hard look at the narratives we tell ourselves and ask, is this truly the truth? Or is this a story I've been conditioned to believe? When we question these narratives, we begin to see how they are based on assumptions and past experiences, not on any objective truth. Once we recognize that the limitations are not real, we can start to dismantle them, piece by piece by piece. Another key aspect of overcoming self-imposed limitations is embracing failure as a necessary part of success. Many people avoid taking risks or stepping outside their comfort zones because they are afraid of failing. But failure is not something to fear. It is simply feedback. Feedback. Every successful person has failed multiple times. What sets them apart is their willingness to learn from failure, to use it as a stepping stone rather than a reason to quit. By reframing failure in this way, we stop seeing it as a limitation and start viewing it as an integral part of the growth process. It's also important to recognize that our limitations are often a result of comparison. We look at others and measure ourselves against their success, and we convince ourselves that we are somehow less than we're not good enough. We see someone who is further along in their journey and assume that we could never reach that level. But success is not a one-size-fits-all concept. And what works for one person may not work for another, and their path to success is not the same as yours. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, we free ourselves from the limitations that comparison creates. We realize that our journey is unique, and we can define success on our own terms without needing to conform to someone else's standard. It is also crucial to understand that self-imposed limitations are often rooted in a fear of the unknown. We fear the uncertainty of stepping outside of our comfort zone, and in doing so, we confine ourselves to a life of mediocrity. The unknown is where growth happens. It is where possibilities expand and where new experiences await. But to embrace the unknown, we must learn to trust ourselves and our ability to adapt. This requires building confidence in our capacity to handle challenges, knowing that even when we face difficulties, we have the inner strength to overcome them. Ultimately, the realization that limitations are self-imposed is liberating. It means that we have the power to create the life we want, no matter what obstacles may appear in our path. The only thing standing between us and our dreams is the belief that we cannot achieve them. Once we break free from those beliefs, once we shed the mental chains that hold us back, we are free to pursue anything. The world is full of opportunities, and the only limits that truly exist are the ones we allow ourselves to accept. You have the power to change your reality, to redefine what is possible, and to unlock your full potential. All it takes is the courage to challenge the limitations you've placed on yourself and the determination to push beyond them. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Life is full of challenges, many of which seem insurmountable at first glance. We all encounter moments of difficulty, whether it's a setback in our personal lives, a roadblock in our careers, or an unexpected turn of events that shakes our confidence. It's easy to view these obstacles as negative forces, something to be avoided or conquered. But in reality, these very obstacles are often the catalyst for our greatest personal growth. They are the tests that, if approached with the right mindset, can transform us into stronger, wiser, and more capable individuals. Obstacles are part of the human experience. They are inevitable, unavoidable, and often out of our control. However, the way we respond to them determines their ultimate impact on our lives. When faced with a challenge, we have two choices. We can either let it defeat us, or we can use it as an opportunity to learn and evolve. The key to navigating life's obstacles lies not in trying to avoid them, but in embracing them with the understanding that they offer valuable lessons that are essential to our growth. Consider the moments in your life when you faced a significant challenge. At the time, it probably felt overwhelming, frustrating, or discouraging. But when you look back, don't you see how that very obstacle led to a deeper understanding of yourself? Perhaps it pushed you to be more creative, more resilient, or more patient. Maybe it taught you to value what truly matters or showed you the importance of perseverance. The truth is, every obstacle presents an opportunity to expand your horizons, refine your character, and discover strengths you never knew you had. Obstacles often force us to step outside of our comfort zones, which is where growth happens. When things are easy, we don't change much. We stay in the same routines, doing what we know and what feels safe. But when life challenges us, we are forced to adapt. We are pushed to think differently, to explore new paths, and to test our limits. It's in the struggle that we build resilience. Every time we face adversity and push through it, we become more equipped to handle future challenges. The very act of overcoming difficulty makes us more confident in our abilities and more prepared for what lies ahead. Another way in which obstacles create opportunities for growth is by giving us clarity about our goals and values. When things are smooth sailing, it can be easy to forget why we are pursuing certain dreams or ambitions. We can lose sight of the bigger picture. However, when faced with adversity, we are forced to reassess our priorities. We must ask ourselves, why am I doing this? What is truly important to me? What am I willing to fight for? These moments of reflection allow us to realign ourselves with our deepest values and aspirations, ensuring that we are pursuing what truly matters, not just what is convenient. Obstacles teach us the value of patience and persistence. In a world that often prioritizes instant gratification, it's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen right away. However, challenges require us to develop patience, as the process of overcoming them often takes time. It's during these times that we learn to appreciate the journey rather than focusing solely on the destination. We come to understand that true success is not defined by the ease with which we achieve our goals, but by the resilience we develop along the way. Obstacles remind us that growth is not linear. It's a process, and sometimes the greatest rewards come from the most difficult challenges. In addition to personal growth, obstacles can also enhance our empathy and understanding of others. When we face difficulties, we are often forced to lean on others for support. These experiences can deepen our relationships and create bonds that wouldn't have been possible without the shared experience of overcoming hardship. Furthermore, as we navigate our own obstacles, we gain a greater appreciation for the struggles that others face. We become more compassionate and understanding, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles. This empathy allows us to build stronger, more supportive communities where we uplift one another through shared challenges. Obstacles also have the power to ignite creativity. When we encounter a problem, we often need to think outside the box to find a solution. Challenges push us to be more resourceful, more innovative, and more open to new ideas. Without obstacles, we may never have the impetus to explore new solutions or approaches. Whether it's a personal challenge or a professional one, the process of finding creative solutions to obstacles helps us develop critical thinking skills and enhances our ability to adapt to change. Finally, obstacles build our sense of self. There is a deep sense of pride that comes from overcoming a difficult challenge. When we look back on the hurdles we faced and recognize how far we've come, we realize that we are capable of more than we ever thought possible. This sense of accomplishment strengthens our belief in ourselves and boosts our confidence. It serves as a reminder that we have the ability to handle whatever life throws our way, and that we are never as powerless as we sometimes feel in the face of adversity. Ultimately, obstacles are not something to be feared, but rather something to be embraced. They are opportunities for growth that allow us to become the best versions of ourselves. Through challenges, we learn resilience, creativity, patience, empathy, and perseverance, qualities that are essential for success and happiness. Life's obstacles may be difficult, but they are also the stepping stones to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. When we begin to see obstacles not as threats, but as opportunities, we free ourselves from the fear that holds us back and open ourselves to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Unwavering faith in your potential unlocks greatness. We all have the ability to achieve extraordinary things, but too often we allow doubt, fear, or external circumstances to undermine our belief in ourselves. At the core of every great success story is one key ingredient, an unwavering faith in one's own potential. It's not about having all the answers or being perfect. It's about trusting that you are capable of learning, growing, and overcoming whatever challenges come your way. This deep, unshakable belief in your potential becomes the foundation upon which everything else is built. When you truly believe in your ability to succeed, you unlock a power that propels you forward, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Faith in your potential is not about blind optimism or naive confidence. It is a grounded, inner knowing that you are capable of achieving great things, even in the face of adversity. It's about acknowledging your strengths, but also recognizing your weaknesses without allowing them to define you. When you believe in your potential, you acknowledge that you are constantly evolving. You don't expect perfection from yourself. Instead, you trust in your ability to learn and grow through every experience. This mindset shift is crucial because it frees you from the limitations of self-doubt and opens the door to continuous improvement. One of the key aspects of unwavering faith in your potential is resilience. Life is rarely a straight path, and success often comes after overcoming significant setbacks. But when you have faith in your potential, you view these challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to develop further. You trust that every setback, every failure, and every difficult moment is part of the process of growth. This faith allows you to bounce back stronger after each fall, with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Instead of seeing failure as the end, you see it as a valuable lesson that brings you one step closer to your goal. Faith in your potential also enables you to take bold action. Too often, fear holds people back from pursuing their dreams. They doubt their abilities and convince themselves that they are not ready or worthy of success. But when you have unwavering faith in your potential, you are willing to take the necessary risks. You understand that success rarely comes without effort, and that the greatest achievements are often born from courage and determination. You don't wait for the perfect moment or for external validation. Instead, you trust yourself enough to take action even when the outcome is uncertain. This willingness to act despite fear or doubt is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who never take that first step. Having faith in your potential also means staying true to your vision. The road to success is often filled with distractions, doubters, and unexpected detours. It's easy to get sidetracked, lose focus, or give in to the opinions of others. However, when you trust in your potential, you have a clear sense of direction. You know where you're headed and are committed to that path, regardless of the obstacles that may arise. This unwavering commitment to your vision provides the strength to keep moving forward, even when the journey becomes difficult or the end goal seems far away. Another vital aspect of unwavering faith in your potential is self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned or when you make mistakes along the way. However, having faith in your potential means accepting that setbacks and failures are a natural part of the journey. It means treating yourself with kindness and understanding when you fall short, rather than beating yourself up. By practicing self-compassion, you create an environment in which growth can flourish. You give yourself the grace to learn from your experiences without allowing them to define your worth. This mindset allows you to maintain your confidence and motivation, even during challenging times. Faith in your potential is also a powerful tool for overcoming limiting beliefs. We all carry beliefs about ourselves that hold us back, whether it's the belief that we're not smart enough, talented enough, or deserving of success. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or negative feedback from others. But when you have unwavering faith in your potential, you recognize that these beliefs are not facts. They are simply stories you've been telling yourself, and they are completely changeable. By consciously choosing to believe in your ability to succeed, you begin to break free from the chains of self-limiting thoughts. As you challenge and replace these beliefs with empowering ones, you begin to see new possibilities for your life, and you start to take actions that align with your true potential. Having faith in your potential also means embracing the process of growth. Many people are afraid of the unknown or feel insecure about their ability to develop the skills or qualities they need to succeed. However, unwavering faith in your potential means trusting the process of growth. You understand that success doesn't happen overnight, and that it's the journey that shapes you, not just the destination. With this mindset, you embrace every part of your journey, from the mistakes to the victories, because you know that each step is contributing to your development. This belief in your ability to grow gives you the courage to take on new challenges, learn new things, and push the boundaries of what you once thought was possible. Finally, unwavering faith in your potential allows you to remain focused on the long-term vision, even when faced with immediate difficulty. It is easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned or when success seems far off. However, having faith in your potential means trusting that your efforts will pay off in the end. You understand that progress is often slow and that setbacks are temporary. This belief keeps you motivated and allows you to maintain a sense of hope, even during times of struggle. It is this persistence, driven by unwavering faith, that ultimately leads to success. Faith in your potential is the cornerstone of greatness. It is what enables you to push through adversity, take bold actions, and stay true to your vision. When you truly believe in yourself and your ability to achieve anything, you unlock a power that transcends external circumstances. With unwavering faith in your potential, you can overcome any obstacle, seize any opportunity, and create the life you've always dreamed of. The power of persistence cannot be overstated. In a world that often values instant gratification and quick results, persistence is the force that separates those who succeed from those who fall short. While talent, intelligence, and luck can play a role in achieving success, it is persistence that truly determines how far we will go. Persistence is the ability to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when the journey seems longer than expected. It is the quiet force that keeps us on track, driving us toward our goals despite setbacks, challenges, and difficulties. Persistence is not simply about continuing to work without pause or without doubt. It is the ability to maintain focus on your goal while learning, adjusting, and evolving along the way. It is about staying the course even when you don't have immediate feedback or when the results don't seem to come as quickly as you hoped. Many people give up when they don't see the fruits of their labor right away, and this is often where success is lost. True persistence is knowing that the process is just as important as the outcome. The path may not always be clear, but if you stay persistent, you will eventually find the way. One of the key aspects of persistence is resilience, the ability to bounce back after failure. Failure is an inevitable part of life, and it's something that every successful person has faced. However, the difference between those who succeed and those who give up lies in how they handle failure. The persistent person doesn't view failure as a final destination. Instead, they see it as a stepping stone to something greater. Every failure provides valuable lessons, opportunities for growth, and a chance to improve. Instead of feeling defeated, the persistent individual uses failure as fuel to keep going, knowing that each mistake brings them one step closer to success. Resilience and persistence work hand in hand. Failure doesn't stop them, it only strengthens their resolve. It is also important to recognize that persistence requires patience. In a world that often demands quick results, it's easy to become frustrated when progress is slow. But achieving great things rarely happens overnight. Every successful endeavor is a result of countless small actions taken day after day over long periods of time. Patience is essential to persistence because it allows you to trust the process. It enables you to understand that success is not always immediate and that true achievement comes through consistent effort. Patience allows you to weather the inevitable moments of doubt, disappointment, and discouragement that are part of every challenging journey. With patience, you understand that progress is often invisible, but it is always happening in ways that may not be immediately apparent. Another critical component of persistence is a clear sense of purpose. When you are truly committed to a goal, when you have a deep belief in why you are pursuing it, you can summon the energy and focus required to persist. Purpose serves as a guide, especially when the journey gets tough. It's easy to quit when you don't have a clear reason for what you're doing. But when you have a strong sense of purpose, whether it's a desire to help others, achieve personal growth, or fulfill a dream, persistence becomes much easier. Purpose fuels the drive to keep going even when the path ahead seems unclear. It keeps you grounded and motivated when obstacles arise, and it helps you remain focused on the long-term vision rather than getting discouraged by short-term difficulties. Persistence also teaches the importance of adaptability. While staying committed to a goal is essential, it's also important to recognize that sometimes the approach we initially choose may not be the right one. A persistent person is not someone who stubbornly keeps doing the same thing over and over without regard to the results. Instead, persistence involves flexibility, the willingness to adjust strategies, try new methods, and learn from experience. Adaptability allows you to pivot when necessary, ensuring that your persistence isn't misguided. This kind of persistence involves a balance of determination and openness to new ideas, methods, and perspectives. One of the most significant benefits of persistence is that it builds momentum. At first, progress may feel slow, and the effort required may seem overwhelming. But the more you persist, the more momentum you build, and eventually what once seemed difficult becomes easier. Small successes accumulate over time, creating a snowball effect that propels you forward. As momentum builds, you find yourself making progress more quickly, as the persistence that once felt like a struggle becomes second nature. This is the power of persistence. It starts small, but over time it gathers strength and creates results that seem almost inevitable. Persistence is also a key factor in developing self-discipline. It's easy to start something, but it takes discipline to keep going. In the beginning, the excitement and enthusiasm of a new goal may drive you, but eventually the initial energy wanes. This is when persistence becomes essential. It is in these moments when motivation fades that discipline takes over. Persistence requires a commitment to continue, even when you don't feel like it, even when the enthusiasm has faded, and even when the results are not immediate. It is this self-discipline that enables you to keep showing up every day, even when the going gets tough. There will be times when you question your ability to persist. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and exhaustion when it feels like the effort is not worth the reward. But it is precisely in these moments that persistence becomes most powerful. It is when you push through the hardest times that you truly unlock your potential. Every time you overcome a challenge, every time you continue despite the odds, you build more strength and more confidence in your ability to achieve. Success, after all, is not measured by the absence of obstacles, but by your ability to persist in spite of them.